I'll worry about the thumbnail later. I don't know what it is right now, but I'll change it up later. But, so I got done with the Metallica show about 2-3 hours ago. We had about full capacity crowd in the stadium, and it was like 73,000 people or something like that. But yeah, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding for in-caps for in-game polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. But yeah, let's talk about tonight, man, because tonight was freaking crazy, man. That was freaking nuts. And I consider myself to be a humongous Metallica fan, to be honest. And I loved that entire show. You know, from Pantera all the way to the end of Metallica, just absolutely destroying Bank of America musically, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. You know, and I look at some of the older concerts that I've been to, and I'm just amazed by some of the stuff that I've seen. And I gotta tell you, man, Metallica ranks up there in the top 5. Hearing people, a crowd of 73,000 in that stadium screaming just the lyrics to Master of Puppets was incredible. I got freaking chills, dude. I got freaking chills. I'm absolutely amazed by how well that concert went tonight. I thought the staff did an excellent job. You know, overall, I think we did an excellent job of just hosting this entire tour. And I was very pleased by that. You know, we had minimal issues. I haven't heard any stories yet. Have you guys heard any stories yet from the show last? You know? So, I don't think there's any issues. If there are, they'll probably pop up in the newsfeed tomorrow. But oh my god, dude. Hearing Enter Sandman live with a crowd of 73,000 was insanity. That was one of my favorite things I've ever seen. It ranks in my top 10 of favorite things I've ever seen. And the fact that it was in Boa makes it even better. You know what I mean? Like, I was absolutely mesmerized by how well everything and was put together and how smoothly everything went. Because a tour of that magnitude, you know, you have to understand, this is a full-fledged arena tour. You know what I mean? You're talking 70,000 on a nightly on those tours. That's not easy to freaking deal with, you know? So the staff did an excellent job. I want to first of all commend them. I want to second of all commend whoever booked Metallica and the entire tour. You guys rock. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a privilege to have been there for that. That was historical. You know, we had somebody that was in that crowd that had been to like 100 Metallica shows, and Lars gave him a drumstick, and I was like, holy crap. Like, can you imagine 100 shows of Metallica? God. That's wild. So, I mean, I was just so happy with watching this crowd just interact with, you know, the bands and the staff and everything else. And it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And everybody was so nice to each other too. That's the thing about rock and metal is everybody is just absolutely kind to each other, and we're all good people. You know, there's this stereotype that rock and metal people are the devil and da 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 da. Don't listen to that garbage. No, these are good people, man. These are always good people. I've never been around anybody that isn't. Unless you're one of those grunge people, you know, that's like riding the coattails of Marilyn Manson's touring days, you know, or Nickelback. Otherwise, you know, honestly, they're all good people, man. For real. All of them. So, you know, don't listen to that stereotype, man. Don't listen to it. Us metal people, man, we're good people. We're good people to be around. And we respect the fact that you like country, you like rap, you like other genres. You know, we even explore other genres too. We started messing around with stuff lately, you know. Ronnie Radke in particular. You know, people don't like him, you know, for his past, but if you listen to what he's created recently, the man's a genius. Straight up a genius. I am absolutely fascinated with some of the stuff he's come up with. So, you know, don't knock until you try it. That's what I'm saying. And I've explored other genres as well. You know, I got into NF, you know, and, you know, in the rap genre. I've gotten into Blind, so, you know, I do listen to pretty much everything. But my fascination is symphonic metal at the moment. Like, I can't get enough of it. That and bluegrass. I love bluegrass. That's just me, man. You know? Also, if you want to do experimental stuff, check out The Who. They do Himalayan stuff, and baby metal is fascinating too, with what they do. I personally, I like diving into just weird stuff, you know, that's unusual. So I'll mess around with what's gypsy jazz? Gypsy jazz. That's what Sinister Gates work is inspired by with his guitar work. So there's a lot of weird stuff out there, you know, that is really, really interesting. You know, if you really dive into it. for Metallica, and of course I was going to be there for that. You give me the opportunity to see Metallica in Boa, come on. I'm never going to say no to that. Unless I don't have the money or the means to get there. That's the only two reasons that you're going to keep me out of that stadium that day. You know, so... Hey, much love to the Panthers booking, man, and what they're doing right now. I like it. It's good, man. It's good. It's good for the music community. I just wish Tepper would get off this train of saying, oh, I saved Charlotte music. No, you didn't. No, what you did was you added an extra venue, you know, for these bands to come through, you know, so that they can play stadium shows. That's what you did. Be honest about it. You know, be real about it, you know, and people will start to respect you. You know, set the record straight. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not going to get on your case. I'm not going to get mad at you for it, you know. All I'm going to say is just, you know, I just want to correct you, you know, on that. Because like I said, PNC has been there forever as a venue. And you got a bunch of other stuff that's been there too. So, but and if you're wondering how tonight went, it went amazing. The traffic was horrendous. I will say that. If you were working like DoorDash or anything like that in Charlotte, you know, while that was going on, yeah, that was a circus. Even at what 1 in the morning, you know, people were still trying to get out of there. So it's 73,000 people. I mean, it's full capacity. It was sold out. So it makes sense. I feel like the traffic control could have been a little better, but am I complaining about it? No, not at all. You know what I mean? And Metallica is going to draw people in, you know. It is what it is. So, my whole thing is, though, that I've never seen that stadium that packed since 2015. And to that level of how many people were there was insane. The lines just to get, like, I've been to at least 20 plus concerts now. I'm a concert veteran now. You know, but by all means. And I saw like 5 of them this year to add to that list. So, Metallica being one of them, they were on my list for quite a while, and I finally get to cross them off. And it feels real good to do that. They were on my bingo card, man, for the longest. And they did this little theater thing, you know, for the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. You know, where they put everything in theaters, and it was a live performance while they were in Texas. So I went to that, you know, one of the 2 nights. And then I finally get to actually see him in person today. And it's just, man, when they say it's a totally different vibe when you're actually seeing them live, they're not joking. They're not wrong. It really is. I absolutely had a blast. And 10 out of 10, if I had a chance to do that again, I would do it. And shout out to Pantera as well. Pantera did an excellent job too of ramping that crowd up. Most people didn't know most of their songs, with the younger generation, so understandable. They knew the last two. and even their vocalist was just like, yeah, we admit it. You guys don't know this stuff. It's like, you're like 69% of you know this song, or 99% of you know this song, and it's just like, yeah, you're not wrong. For the younger generation. So me and my friend were just like laughing our butts off at that. That was great. I mean, Zakk Wylde was bringing it though. Shout out to Zakk Wylde. That man was bringing it tonight. I don't know what got into him, but this man was shredding. God. I mean, I've seen videos of Pantera before, doing live shows, so a lot of that didn't surprise me, what they were doing. And then you just get Zakk Wylde just going absolute ape. Just shredding like a madman. And I'm like, oh shoot. Like, this tour is hitting differently now. That's when you knew. Like, if you were in that crowd tonight, that's when you knew. This was not the same tour that Pantera does. They were about to let loose and open the gates of hell, per se. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. But if you want to see Ozzy Osbourne, that's the closest you're going to get, I feel like. It is Zakk Wylde. And I've gotten the privilege to see him twice now, live with Pantera. So, I feel honored, and I absolutely loved it. So, but yeah, I've heard really, really good stories from people that have gone to the world tour of Metallica so far, and every one of them is true. Every one of them that's been good so far, that's been out there, has been true. I'm a humongous Metallica fan. Ever since I could freaking walk, I've been a Metallica fan. I grew up on it. And that's how you know you're raised right, when it comes to metal. Is when you get raised on Metallica, you get raised on Sabbath, you get raised on, AC/DC, and it's just like, man, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. If you're a metal fan. And it's crazy seeing some of these families come, to shows that, when they were teenagers, that was what, 50, 60, 70, God bless, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's freaking crazy. Just to think. The generations with Metallica. Like, and I saw it in person. You know, the changes in generation with Metallica. And I'm like, holy crap. So, you know, to me, like, it actually was my first Metallica concert. But did I know about, you know, generations coming to shows and whatnot? Absolutely. Yeah. So, that didn't surprise me in the least. But what did surprise me is someone saying, oh, I've been to 100 Metallica shows. That's what took me off guard. I was like, what? Like, yeah. Lars, get this person a drumstick. Please. That's incredible. God, can you imagine the amount of money it takes to go to all those shows? What kind of job do y'all have? I want that job. Y'all rich as crap. But yeah, man, the staff was very, very kind. They did an excellent job today. I was very pleased with that. And just overall, just giving a positive environment, you know, interacting with us as fans. You know, they saw my Keep Pounding hat, you know, they saw my shirt, and of course they interacted with that, and I love that. And I want to say thank you to the ones that did. Like, y'all are some real ones, man. Y'all are some real ones. And I ordered like some customized Metallica / Panthers gear, you know. So I got a hat and a shirt coming in the mail. I was hoping that would show up before that show, and it never did. But that's okay. That's okay. Honestly, it is what it is. I still had a great time. I still enjoyed that. You know, I made it up there safely, and I'm making it back safely. You know, and I know this car is like ultra loud, but I've got to have this air conditioning on. That'll help. There we go. But yeah, much love to the staff today, man. Much love. You guys were fantastic, and you treated everybody with respect. You took care of business. You helped out those people that needed it, and you went above and beyond, you know, when it came to just accommodating people and helping people out that needed it. And you guys have been asked to do like several different things now extra, you know, because of these concerts, and I gotta say I respect what I saw. You know, everybody did their job and did it the right way. Even just as simple as just getting into the gate, you know, and the lady was just very, very respectful and kept things chill, kept things calm, and was just like, yeah, here we go. Let's go into Ticketmaster website. Let's see if we can find your tickets, you know. Let me help you out. And I was like, thank you. See, that's what we need more of. That's what we need more of. Is people in that staff that are doing stuff like that to help people out. You know? And And then you got the guy at the elevator, you know, that was just like, hey, keep pounding. You know, he recognized my hat, he recognized my gear, and he said, keep pounding. And I said, thank you. See, that's the type of energy I want right there. When I'm walking into Boa, that's the energy I want. That's what I want y'all to do. Show me that. You know, that's what I want everybody to encounter, that going into Boa. Because when we have positive energy, be that vibe, man. Be that vibe, bro. Like, we're here to have a good time, man. Start us off in the right direction, you know? Like, kickstart us. I want some happy vibes, man. That's what I want. And I got it, man. I was just like, heck yeah. Like, I love you for that. I love y'all for that. That's what I felt when I was going into training camps in Spartanburg, too. And I was just like, man, that man made me miss that so much, man, in Spartanburg. Y'all have no idea. Because when I went up to Charlotte, I did not get that vibe at all. When I walked in. What I got was just straight to business, you know, just get straight to it, you know, blah, 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 you know, type energy, you know, when you walked into training camp in Charlotte. And then when I walked into Boa tonight, what I got was keep pounding, you know. I like your hat. I like your shirt, you know, the Steve Smith shirt, you know. Keep pounding. And I'm like, thank you. Like, this isn't even a freaking Panthers game and you're doing this. Man, that's the type of energy we need. Thank you. That starts everybody's journey off on a great foot right there. You know, no matter what the event is. Like, y'all are beautiful people, man. Thank you. Somebody needs to bring that to somebody's attention up there, man. Because I love that. You know, let them know that they are appreciated, man. Let them know. And I literally walked around after the Metallica show, and I talked to the people, you know, the staff, and was like, thank you for what you guys are doing, man. You guys are doing a great job, you know. And I'm showing love, man, because you guys have earned it. You know, you're showing that love to us, and therefore I'm showing it back to you. You know, you get out of it what you put in. So with me, you know, if you earned it, I'm gonna say, heck yeah. I'm gonna show you some love because you've earned it. You know, not just because I want to, but because I take pleasure in it. You know, and saying, you know, you guys are awesome people. Keep being awesome. You know, it's not that hard to imagine a game day or an event that's like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's beautiful. Go ahead and say that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should say this next part or not. I don't know if I want to say this, because if I bring attention to it, you know, the stadium staff is going to start cracking down. You know, so I'm not going to do it. Not right now, at least. I'll take a vote on it later and decide if it's worth putting into the stream or not. Because I do have people from the front office noticing stuff. I have paid attention to that enough to notice. Like when people see stuff, and they interact with it, they don't give us credit for it, which is fine. I'm not bothered by that at all. I'm not looking for credit. Just do the things that I'm suggesting, and things, it's for the good of the franchise. So I just don't want to call attention to something, that and start getting. Hope people don't spam the comments about it. Nobody's got the balls to say something about it, because of that reason. And I completely get it. That's why I'm not doing it either. But otherwise, fantastic night, man. Fantastic night. With Metallica, and thank you to the front office people, man, that booked them. Like, you guys are freaking incredible. I would not have had the type of night I did if you guys hadn't booked them. So thank you. Massive, massive thank you. And thank you to the staff for doing an excellent job and going above and beyond. That's what we want, especially during Panthers games, and especially during Panthers season. That's what we're looking for. So, with that being said, 75,000, huh? I gotta say, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting the place to sell out. I thought we would come very, 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 very close, but I didn't think we would actually do it. And that's a massive credit to Tepper Entertainment. Huge, huge credit to them, because in a lot of cases they do a lot of good things that they don't get credit for. And of course Tepper tries to take credit for it, and it's not necessarily him. It's his company, doing things on his behalf. But occasionally Tepper does get a nod, man. And on this one, you get a nod, Mr. Tepper. You get a nod. I'm tipping my cap for you. Excellent, excellent job booking Metallica in this tour. That's a humongous step in the right direction if you want to get what the heck are you doing, bro? Like, don't do a freaking U-turn in a... What is this dude doing? He's driving backwards on the freaking... Yo! Oh my God, man. That dude drunk as fuck. Man, but... Anyway, man. I hope I didn't ruin my pizza in the back seat. That's some craziness, though. You know what I mean? Man, you ain't about to tell me this damn car. Is it? Nah. Nah, man. What the a good day though, and I feel like they went really, really well. So shout out to Tepper, you know, he did the show and just doing what he did, man. You know. So, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by somebody trying to go backwards on a highway, which is highly illegal, by the way. That's a humongous step in the right direction if you want to bring a lot of really, really big artists to Charlotte, you know, and keep them there if they haven't been there already. Because Metallica is going to come out there and say, you know, these guys did an excellent job of hosting us, da 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 da. You know, let's try to get some of these other artists through here. You know, they're gonna vouch for them. It's already on the map. It's already doing things. It's already awesome. You know, but what we just managed to pull off, man, was Metallica. That's a totally different animal. And I want people to understand that. You know what I mean? It's a totally different animal. Because of the fact that of how big that tour and that band has become now, it's basically like U2, you know, touring stadiums and crap. You know, just getting massive, massive, massive crowds wherever they go. So the fact that you managed to book that in Bank of America Stadium, that's insane, dude. Like, I'm amazed. I'm actually impressed. And they're not going to be the last one to do that either. There's a handful of bands out there that do stadium tours and stuff like that. So let's see if we can get a few more of these people in here. You know, let's see how that rolls. I'm excited though to see the potential of that, because that's something I haven't seen before. I'm gonna be real with you. Either in Charlotte or in my own hometown. So I think it's excellent. I think it's a massive step in the right direction. And the upstate area has really been booking really well with bands as well. We just had Attack come through. We had Linkin Park come through. Disturbed came through. Breaking Benjamin. I mean, in the rock and metal genre, we've been booking like crazy downtown, and I'm very, very impressed. And I'm very happy with that. But yeah, as far as like concerts and booking goes, that's not easy, man. It's not easy. You gotta know what you're doing. But yeah, excellent night, man. I'm so happy, man. And it's an honor to be back at BOA again and to see the mighty Metallica. It's a privilege and an honor. And if Metallica is watching any of these streams or anything that we do, I want to say thank you for all the childhood memories, man. Everything you guys have been doing with your music, and just, you guys are incredible human beings. Incredible human beings. stopped the show to personally talk to a couple of these fans, you know, and you could have played an extra song. You could have just sat there and just been a dick like Aaron Lewis, you know, but no. You guys stopped the show. You were nice to people. You listened to people's comments and stuff like that. Showed love back, you know. And on top of that, after the performance was over, you spent an extra like 5 or 10 minutes, you know, just talking to people. And I was like, that's cool. I said, that's metal, man. That's metal. Because if you know the song One, you know, and you see a guy in a wheelchair, you know, rolling around through Boa while Metallica's playing, there ain't nothing more metal than that. There ain't nothing more metal than that. That got to me, man. Emotionally, that got to me. I was like, yes. Yes. And we're taking good care of these people too, man. You know, through when we have these shows and everything, you know, in Boa. And it's fantastic, man. Everything that went on tonight was fantastic. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that managed to make this a success. Like, you guys are the real ones. Like, thank you. And that's what makes me want to keep coming back. You know, and showing love. And I wish I could have worn my Panthers Metallica gear. I wish I could have, but I didn't get it through the mail in time. Man, it looks sick. I saw somebody with one of those shirts on, and I was just like, holy crap. You guys got yours in time. I was like, dang it. You know? I wanted to show my freaking love, man. But anyway, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But hey, thank you again. I gotta go, but I appreciate y'all, man. I gotta get in here. I gotta get some sleep. I got some stuff to do tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, shout out to Mr. Tepper and that group, man. Once again, fantastic people for making this a success. Alright. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game post polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the iOS WhatsApp. Keep pounding Fantasy Bowl League. Thank you for all the new likes and subs. Thank you for all the new follows. You guys are awesome. Alright. I'm going to dip out of here. We'll be doing some game streams soon. Possibly tomorrow. And that'll be that. But if you guys want to talk Panther stuff, we'll do next week. You know, game stream next week or something like that. And if anything should pop up, then we'll talk about it. You know, if it's relevant. Anyway, thank you so much. You know, I got some popcorn. You know. I got your big boy Coke. Yep. You already know, man. Check these new sneakers out, man. These new Panther sneakers. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. These are cold, man. These are freaking cold. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. I got these on sale over the weekend. They're gone now. They ain't got them no more. I got that in a Super Bowl 50 blue hat, man. Well, I'm about to show y'all this Super Bowl hat. Y'all gonna love this. Look at this. Look at that beautiful logo. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling this hat, man. I'm feeling it. Shit, man. My pizza's alright. My pizza is okay. It's A-okay. Man, what I tell y'all though, every time I go to a show, something weird happens, bro. Every time I go to a show, something weird freaking happens. I can't explain it. I can't. Bro, like, at what point do you have a guy driving backwards on a freaking highway at 3 in the morning? At 3:30 in the morning. Y'all are crazy, bro. Like, real talk, y'all are crazy. I'm getting scared to drive on these roads anymore, man. I'm getting scared to drive on these roads. Especially up in North Carolina. Some of y'all, oh my God. North Carolina be wild, man. It's getting wilder and wilder every year. I don't... That's all y'all, man. That ain't me. I'm driving safe, man. That's all y'all. I don't know what to tell you. But... shoot. I mean, y'all saw that on the freaking live. Dude, like, literally turned around on the highway. There's a barricade in the middle. Dude literally turned around on a straight highway and went backwards. He was not a cop. I'm like, bro, 3:30 in the morning, this dude's got to be drunk as crap. There's no other explanation for that. Dude's got to be freaking wasted. Anyway, the weird stuff I see, man, when I go to concerts. I can't explain it, bro. I can't explain any of it. But I mean, I'm glad that was on live stream so y'all can see that for yourselves. Like, oh my God. I'm going to save most of this for the podcast, man, but I'll say this. I went to the last Avenged Sevenfold concert with Jimmy the Rev Sullivan behind the drums. Back in 2009. He died like 3 months later. Went to Slipknot in 2009. He died like 3 months later. Paul Gray. I'm like, what the heck? Like, am I putting some kind of jinx on these people or what the heck? I don't know. And then there's Adam Gautier that, like, tried to jump off the freaking scaffolding during the Carolina Rebellion. Yeah, y'all are gonna enjoy that story. Thank God that man had a bungee cord. If he didn't have a bungee cord, that dude would have been fucked. Excuse my French, but There's no other way to put it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna save some of these stories. Y'all want a podcast, man, with music stuff in it? I seen some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Again, there's no other way to put it. I have to be blunt. But anyway, Metallica concert, man, it went great, man. It went awesome. And I'm so honored and privileged to have been there for that. Thank you. Thank you for that opportunity. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, man. Get some sleep. Stay happy, healthy, and well, and keep pounding.